It's that time again, yes, that time again. Do I even need to say what time it is? I hope I don't. It's time for a Wi-Fi battle. Damn it, I said it anyway. Anywho, well, we have some random phrasing on the video just because of the whole thing about internet and lag and stuff. I'm going to go ahead and say that I've been having a fun time trying to be able to battle and stuff, since, we all know that there are problems to be had in this world, and if there are problems to be had, they're going to be had by me. So, I, used to, well, and this is my last one that I did, but I used to play Pokemon on Desmume, or Pokemon rather, and now it just won't let me connect at all. It just keeps giving me an error saying something about my IP address and DHCP client list and stuff, and it's just all sorts of confusing. Anyways, I've got an OU match against DarkLatias1, I believe it is, and it ended up being quite a match, indeed, because I already said that in the video beginning. So, here we go. Once again, Skype is in the way. I'm gonna have to edit that out, I think. Actually, no, because that wouldn't make any sense if I said it and then it wasn't there, then it was there, then it wasn't there, and other stuff. Okay, so we have a battle, and it's going to start with Jirachi and Espeon, and another thing, a Skype window, because we all love the Skype window. I guess that's one plus to recording after you have the battle, but whatever. I decided not to, so I'm not going to. I'm going to Trick, because I felt like I should, despite the fact that it could be a bad idea in some cases, but I do get a Light Clay and prevent Espeon from being able to have screens for 8 turns, and from staying in, so I'm going to get up my Stealth Rock now. And I actually did not mean to put Stealth Rock on this one, but, yeah, it kinda happened. Anyways, I'm gonna go out to Podge Q now. No idea why I named it that. What difference does it make? I never make any sense of my nicknames, so why should I start making sense now? Podge Q is gonna come in on the expected Stealth Rock, and I'm gonna start Dragon Dancing, for it is a good time to do so, but Heatran sees this opportunity and decides to roar me away into my email. Why is it named email? I honestly cannot remember. But, who needs email when you have Verzion? Gengar is going to come out and take my predicted Focus Blast, because it was totally obvious. And now the Reflectivire is off, so yeah, a whole lot of nothing has been done so far in these few turns that we have been battling. Email is going to be switching back into Sturdomore. Don't know why I named it that either, but whatever. I think I named it Sturdarmory, but there's not enough letters because I don't use Pokegen, because I don't like having a bunch of random symbols come up after my names of my Pokemon. Because all we know that things are not supposed to have 11 letters, and thus that's why the game freaks out when you have 11 letters. Gengar is going to Focus Blast, and since I am not a specially defensive Skarmory, I'm not going to take it nearly as well, but I do Whirlwind it away into the Espeon again, which Espeon cannot do a whole lot to me since it is being crippled by the Choice Scarf when it should be is set with Light Clay. Light Clay because Heavy Clay does not exist yet. However, if there were Heavy Clay, I imagine it would either increase the amount of damage Stealth Rock does, which we all know that needs to be made, or it would make you want to power up Claydol moves, I don't know. I'm going to roost away all the damage because I know that they're going to set up a screen as I Whirlwind out of the Reuniclus into the Latios. And since my Sturdy is reactivated now, I have absolutely nothing to fear from this Latios. Sturdy is a great ability when you can use it properly, and it is the only reason why I do not want Stealth Rocks to ever go away, because Sturdy makes Skarmory not a problem at all. So I'm going to take that Hidden Power Fire and be like, wow, that did a lot. If I was especially defensive Skarmory, that wouldn't have done as much. No duh. So, I do believe that I'm going to stay in here again, despite better judgment. Now I'm going to switch, because I do have better judgment, and I'm going to go out to my Cockamouse. Because we all know that the Cockamouse is able to be flamed with Hidden Power Fire and take it very well due to its Flash Fire, though you all knew that. It said it on screen, now you guys can read. If you don't like my narrations, mute the video and just watch it with music. I think that is a good compromise. So, they're going to pop my balloon, and I'm going to try and pop them, but they decide that they are floating above the ground ever so slightly, so they can be floating above the ground and not be hit by Earth Power. Now I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Ice, because, honestly, why not? Why not? Why can't I have Hidden Power Ice? Oh, no. So Heatran is going to be switching out because I am afraid of dying to the whole outrage thing, and I know Jirachi can take it fairly well due to the fact that it's max HP and has natural bulk. If you don't know that, then why are you watching this video? Actually, that's a bad question to ask. Now Reuniclus is going to come in, and now I'm going to get the most uncalled for hacks in the middle of the world. I'm going to trick away its toxic orb, yeah. No, it's not yet. I'm going to get the hacks in a couple of turns. So now it's got light clay and no toxic orb, so it can be statused. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to Iron Head, and I'm going to get a crit flinch. So, yeah, that pretty much sealed the deal on that Reuniclus. That Reuniclus is dead. It's been thrown out of its gelatinous form and is now unable to survive outside of its homunculus form thing. Does not matter, but it did matter. Gengar is going to come out and rain on my parade without Drizzle, but who needs Drizzle when you have rain? Because rain is more than Drizzle. Why am I saying this? I'm going to go back out to my Cockamouse to fodder it. Its substitutes, which isn't that big of a deal because now it just means I won't have to send something out to break the substitute, as it Shadow Balls me into death. Had I been a different form of Heatran, I may have done better there, but Heatran did its job, even though it has Stealth Rocks when it shouldn't. So now I'm going to bring out some big, meaty claws! God, that was hard to do. Gonna bullet punch this sub, because punching with bullets is the best thing to do to a sub. Just ask Scissor in its new autobiography, Punching Subs with Bullets. Written by Scissor. Named Big Meaty Claws. Anyways, now that I've been disabled, I'm going... Thank you, phone, for interrupting. Start Armory's gonna come out and get hit by a Focus Blast. This looks kind of familiar, doesn't it? Well, it is familiar because it happened a few turns ago, but this time it has a different outcome due to damage rolls and everything else, and the fact that I switched into it, not being in just to take it. So now I'm going to be hit by a Shadow Ball and faint because I am not a Special Defensive Skarmory. If I were a Special Defensive Skarmory, I definitely would have taken that better, and I've already made it very clear that I was not a Specially Defensive Skarmory, so why would I keep saying it? Because I am addicted to saying Specially Defensive Skarmory, because it just sounds weird. Now I'm going to Pursuit this Gengar. I was hoping it would switch, and it does, but either way, it would have died if it stayed in because of Bullet Punch, but then again, I don't think it could have done that much to me with Focus Blast and Shadow Ball, depending on whether or not it hit. So a Terrakion comes out, because we all know that the Spanish pronunciation for the R's is the most appropriate for this time. I'm going to bring back out my Podge Q in order to hopefully get some resistance or immunity, depending on what move they wanted to go to, but they decided to go for close combat instead of a rock move, which I guess is a good thing for me anyway. Espeon is going to come back out as I dance. No, I don't dance, I just Earthquake. Dancing and Earthquaking are way two different things. But since I made this Espeon Scarfed, it is going to be faster than me, for it normally would not be, but as the case is, I have already said it. Podge Q is going to go down. Oh well, we didn't need him anyway. He was just a bother. He's always there, trying to steal people from parties and trying to get the girls and everything else. Wait, I can't remember if it's male or female or not. If it is female, then whatever, who cares. Now then, Espeon is going to switch out. I didn't Pursuit because I didn't feel the need to, since it was going to die from rocks on the switch in, so I'm just going to Bullet Punch and take out this Terrakion, because taking Terrakion out is almost like having a fancy dinner. It's kind of awkward at first, but then again, you get used to it. So Heatran comes out. Now then, Heatran coming out is a bad thing, for I am locked in on Bullet Punch, as you may or may not know. Why didn't I speed this up more? Good God, I feel like this battle's starting to be over. It feels like it's dragging out forever. I'm just going to keep talking about stuff and make it sound like I'm trying to narrate this well, but I can't, because I'm out of practice, because I've been having trouble with Desmume and everything, but now I just have to play on my DS. Switch my internet security thing to Whip and go for them there. Yes. Now then, Jirachi dies to the Fire Blast, as is the tradition for Steel types to be weak to fire moves, so long as they are not Heatran and have an immunity to them. Now then, Email is going to come back out, and it's checking its email! And I'm not going to do an email song this week, I'm sorry guys. Although I never did them before. Now, we were sitting here discussing the fact that if I hit Focus Blast, I win, and if I miss, then I lose. Unless their Heatran somehow manages to be slower than my Scissor, which is impossible. So, Focus Blast, and it hits. So yeah, that was a great game, DarkLatias1. I wish I'd narrated it better, but hey, in the end, who cares, because my narrations are dull and boring, according to somebody. But then again, If you're going to tell me that, then you may as well just not leave a comment at all, because it's about as helpful. If you want to help me improve on stuff, then actually give me something worthwhile to read, I guess. I don't know, I'm being kind of picky here, aren't I? Does it matter? No, not at all. So, yeah, go eat some dinner or something if you haven't already, and if it's another time in the world where you need to be eating something, I suggest you go eat, because you're going to die otherwise, and we wouldn't want that to happen now, would we? Okay, so a couple days ago, I think it was, I put in my description, or I did a bulletin or something saying I was going to stream like Tuesday or Wednesday, but I didn't, because I was starting to try and figure out why the hell my Desmume wouldn't work, because for whatever reason, actually I have no idea what the reason is, don't even tell me. I formatted my computer because my video editing software decided that it didn't want to work anymore, because we all know that being able to actually see your video when you're editing it is so modern times. Gosh, I mean, honestly. We should go back to the times where everything was on film and we had to hand edit it by cutting it and splicing it and doing all this other stuff, because that was way more efficient and funner, wasn't it? No. Okay, so, also, I'm going to randomly take the time to discuss some stuff in future videos because I feel like it. Oh, this is going at the end, isn't it? Well, if you stuck around, rather. Sticked, yes. Hello, English. You're my first language, and I still don't know how to speak you properly.